Let's ask Rick Reeder. He is BlackRock's CIO of Global Fixed Income. It's head of its global allocation team as well.
Here's the Caffeine AI general availability schedule. Welcome back. This is Elliot from the Early Stage Investor. In this video, we're going to talk about how what BlackRock just said confirms whether or not ICP will have a massive bull market very soon. We've done price target predictions. We've looked at the fundamentals of ICP. Today we're going to talk about what BlackRock is saying to confirm a future pump in ICP. For context, the last time we had a massive altcoin season, when Cardano went from 3 cents to $3, Bitcoin went from 3K to 69K, crypto absolutely skyrocketed, was in 2021. What happened in 2021? The federal funds effective rate, the interest rates on the United States debt cratered. That was during the pandemic. Interest rates went from here down to here, and they stayed there for the entire massive altcoin bull run. That's what happens when interest rates are low. What caused a massive bear market in altcoins? Interest rates going from here to here. When interest rates were here, the market cap of ICP was in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Now the market cap of ICP is like $3 billion because liquidity has been drained from the entire financial system. The cost to borrow is incredibly expensive. When interest rates are high, they're the oxygen of the financial system. They take all the oxygen out of the room. Nothing can move except for only the assets with like zero risk. That's Microsoft, that's Google, that's Nvidia. Almost zero risk with these assets. The assets that have risk stay stagnant. And so anything even slightly risky becomes a bottom crawler. Before diving into the rest of the video is sponsored by Tau Stats on this channel. We love passive income. BitTensor Tau subnets and the Tau token itself are providing massive amounts of passive income currently. I go to taustats.io every single day to check on my daily rewards. I connect my BitTensor wallet to taustats.io. That's where I can unstake or stake dollar cost average into any of the revolutionary subnets that are currently paying between 60% APY and 250 or 300% APY. It's real. It's happening. I do it every single day. TauStats is the leading BitTensor explorer, so it is the most legit currently. The most people use it. And again, you can buy, sell, and stake BitTensor on TauStats. It's one of the easiest places to do it. There's a TauStats link in the description. HTTPS rebrand.ly/TauStats. Again, let's go back into the contents of this next video. Again, we've covered this on the channel. This is just context. Here's a chart of the ISM in black acting like a bottom crawler. That represents small businesses, that represents manufacturing, that really represents the real economy, right? It doesn't represent Nvidia, it doesn't represent Microsoft. It does represent, in pink, altcoins as a percent of Bitcoin total market cap. So sure, Bitcoin is known, money's going to flow into it. It's considered digital gold. It has the BlackRock ETF. So sure, Bitcoin can pump in an environment like this, but altcoins, which are slightly risky, cannot pump. Solana can even do well in an environment like this because they introduced the world to meme coins, Pump.Fun, the social media finance. Their adoption went off the charts. In an environment like this, most altcoins look exactly like this. And so this chart, again, represents altcoins as a percentage of Bitcoin total market cap. So that includes all altcoins. So here's another way of looking at it. The crypto total market cap, excluding the top 10, dominance has cratered from when the time interest rates were zero at 19% to 7.67%. So don't tell me that ICP's price action is reflective of its technology, of its future potential, of the amount of massive deflationary burns that are going to take place on the world computer. It's not. The same thing impacting altcoins, the ISM, is the same thing impacting the price chart of ICP. Because again, ICP is in this bundle of risky assets. So here's the chart of ICP. It's come down. Here's the chart of altcoin dominance. And again, all tied to the ISM, which is tied to the oxygen of the financial system, which is interest rates. So in this video, we're going to hear from BlackRock, the leaders at BlackRock, which control trillions and trillions of dollars of wealth. We're going to hear about what their prediction is for interest rates and what it means for ICP.
Let's ask Rick Reeder. He is BlackRock's CIO of Global Fixed Income. It's head of its global allocation team as well. And the Fed's going to cut in September?
Listen, I think they can cut. I think it's almost a given that they cut. Listen, I still think the funds rate, you can get it down faster and more aggressively than where they are today. I think you got room to get that funds rate down 100 basis points.
Why aren't they all talking as if they have room? And not everybody agrees with your assessment. They're worried about sticky inflation. They look at the CPI and they say, well, yeah, it beat expectations, but it still shows that it's still a bit of a problem and it's above our target.
So, Scott, I think there's something that's really important. How the interest rate tool affects inflation. You think about the Fed raised rates 500 basis points. The impact on the economy, inflation, I would argue, not terribly significant. The interest rate tool doesn't do a lot today. You think about how companies finance CapEx, big cap. You're not borrowing. You think about the banks are asset liability. The interest rate tool is not that important, except for a couple of big factors. What it does to housing, and you look at mortgage applications, building permits, housing starts, new home sales,
Frozen.
Stuck. The mortgage rate has to come down. You drop the funds rate, there's some yield curve steepening that probably happens. And then the other side of it is, the low-income people who are the borrowers, they are getting hurt by this. And the last thing that I will say, the cost to the government, we have too much debt in this country to charge an extra 100 basis points when I think the transmission of how it impacts inflation that I think is dull to start with. Is it worth it? It's a pretty high price to pay.
If the White House is listening to what you're saying right now, they're all standing up yelling, yes, yes, this is the story we've been trying to tell.
I think you have room. And I think you have room to bring that rate down.
So that's one of the most influential people in finance talking about how rates are coming down. We just talked about how important rates are to the entire economy, to real estate, to altcoins, and to ICP. ICP is very much in line with the rest of the altcoin market. Now, the highest quality altcoins on the planet in a low interest rate environment absolutely skyrocket. We talk about the quality of ICP all the time in this channel, but here's just one glimpse into what is going on with this asset. Here's the Caffeine AI general availability schedule. They just rolled out the ability for people to speak straight to the internet computer, the world computer, and have an intelligent language pick up the text and create software. So I'm already thinking of ways to create unbelievable applications in this space. You don't need to code anymore. You can just speak straight to the world computer. So massive development incoming. We're working to make the Caffeine Master Chat fully open to the public on August 19. That's phase 1. Phase 2, we're working to give everyone access to free draft app creation with an ETA September 16. So that's upcoming. Only 700 people have had access so far. They've all been able to create apps with the spoken word. Imagine being able to create video game worlds, decentralized exchanges, whatever you want. Any idea you have, you can create an application for. So again, I'm already thinking of ways to capitalize on this, create ICP projects. This should send ICP burns to the moon. The more it's developed, the more ICP tokens are burnt. We saw what happened when Bob.fun launched in 2024. ICP went deflationary because the burn skyrocketed so fast. What happens when just a handful of people start using ICP, creating applications, developing, and burning ICP tokens? What happens? Phase 3 is we're working to unlock pay for usage, which is necessary to allow people to push changes to draft app functionality into live apps at scale and to allow people to create millions of draft apps. We're working on an ETA for October 7th. Paying for usage, that's when the burns roll out. So it's being launched in phases. It's revolutionary technology. I can't wait to take advantage of it. I know other people that can't wait to take advantage of it. Many people have ideas. Many people don't want to learn how to code or pay a developer. Those people don't have to anymore. So it's a revolutionary altcoin. We talk about it all the time. Adoption is increasing. One of the chief executives at BlackRock is saying interest rates are coming down. This is how what Rick Rydell at BlackRock, what he just said, implies that a massive bull market is incoming for ICP.